Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Jihad, Volume 4, Book 52, number 41 to 323. Volume 4, Book 52, number 41. Narrated by Abdullah bin Masud. I asked Allah's Apostle, O Allah's Apostle, what is the best deed? He replied, to offer the prayers at their early stated fixed times. I asked, what is next in goodness? He replied, to be good and dutiful to your parents. I further asked, what is next in goodness? He replied, to participate in jihad in Allah's cause. I did not ask Allah's Apostle any more, and if I had asked him more, he would have told me more. Volume 4, Book 52, number 42. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Allah's Apostle said, there is no hijra, i.e. migration, from Mecca to Medina, after the conquest of Mecca, but jihad and good intention remain, and if you are called by the Muslim ruler for fighting, go forth immediately. Volume 4, Book 52, number 43. Narrated by Aisha. That she said, O Allah's Apostle, we consider jihad as the best deed. Should we not fight in Allah's cause? He said, the best jihad, for women, is Hajj Mabrur, i.e. Hajj which is done according to the Prophet's tradition and is accepted by Allah. Volume 4, Book 52, number 44. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. A man came to Allah's Apostle and said, instruct me as to such a deed as equals jihad, in reward. He replied, I do not find such a deed. Then he added, can you, while the Muslim fighter is in the battlefield, enter your mosque to perform prayers without cease and fast and never break your fast? The man said, but who can do that? Abu Hurairah added, the mujahid, i.e. Muslim fighter, is rewarded even for the footsteps of his horse while it wanders about, for grazing, tied in a long rope. Volume 4, Book 52, number 45. Narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. Somebody asked, O Allah's Apostle, who is the best among the people? Allah's Apostle replied, a believer who strives his utmost in Allah's cause with his life and property. They asked, who is next? He replied, a believer who stays in one of the mountain paths worshipping Allah and leaving the people secure from his mischief. Volume 4, Book 52, number 46. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. I heard Allah's Apostle saying, the example of a mujahid in Allah's cause, and Allah knows better who really strives in his cause, is like a person who fasts and prays continuously. Allah guarantees that he will admit the mujahid in his cause into paradise if he is killed, otherwise he will return him to his home safely with rewards and war booty. Volume 4, Book 52, number 47. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. Allah's Apostle used to visit Haram bint Milan, who would offer him reals. Haram was the wife of Ubadah bin as-Samit. Allah's Apostle once visited her and she provided him with food and started looking for lice in his head. Then Allah's Apostle slept, and afterwards woke up smiling. Haran asked, what causes you to smile, O Allah's Apostle? He said, some of my followers who, in a dream, were presented before me as fighters in Allah's cause, on board a ship. Amidst this sea caused me to smile. They were as kings on the thrones, or like kings on the thrones. Ishaq, a sub-narrator, is not sure as to which expression the Prophet used. Haram said, O Allah's Apostle, invoke Allah that he makes me one of them. Allah's Apostle invoked Allah for her and slept again and woke up smiling. Once again Haram asked, what makes you smile, O Allah's Apostle? He replied, some of my followers were presented to me as fighters in Allah's cause, repeating the same dream. Haram said, "O Allah's apostle, invoke Allah that he makes me one of them." He said, "You are amongst the first ones." It happened that she sailed on the sea during the caliphate of Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan. And after she disembarked, she fell down from her riding animal and died. Volume 4, Book 52, number 48. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "Whoever believes in Allah and His Apostle, offer prayer perfectly and fasts the month of Ramadan, will rightfully be granted paradise by Allah, no matter whether he fights in Allah's cause or remains in the land where he is born." The people said, "O Allah's Apostle, shall we acquaint the people with these good news?" He said, "Paradise has 100 grades which Allah has reserved for the mujahideen who fight in His cause, and the distance between each of 2 grades is like the distance between the heaven and the earth. So, when you ask Allah for something, ask for al-Firdis, which is the best and highest part of paradise." I.e., the sub-narrator added, "I think the Prophet also said, above it, i.e. al-Firdis, is the throne of beneficent, i.e. Allah, and from it originate the rivers of paradise." Volume 4, Book 52, number 49. Narrated by Samura. The Prophet said, "Last night 2 men came to me, in a dream, and made me ascend a tree and then admitted me into a better and superior house, better of which I have never seen. One of them said, 'This house is the house of martyrs.'" Volume 4, Book 52, number 50. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. The Prophet said, "A single endeavor, of fighting, in Allah's cause in the forenoon or in the afternoon is better than the world and whatever is in it." Volume 4, Book 52, number 51. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "A place in paradise as small as a bow is better than all that on which the sun rises and sets, i.e. all the world." He also said, "A single endeavor in Allah's cause in the afternoon or in the forenoon is better than all that on which the sun rises and sets." Volume 4, Book 52, number 52. Narrated by Sa'al bin Sa'd. The Prophet said, "A single endeavor in Allah's cause in the afternoon and in the forenoon is better than the world and whatever is in it." Volume 4, Book 52, number 53. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. The Prophet said, "Nobody who dies and finds good from Allah, in the hereafter, would wish to come back to this world even if he were given the whole world and whatever is in it, except the martyr who, on seeing the superiority of martyrdom, would like to come back to the world and get killed again, in Allah's cause." Narrated Anas. The Prophet said, "A single endeavor, of fighting, in Allah's cause in the afternoon or in the forenoon is better than all the world and whatever is in it. A place in paradise as small as the bow or lash of one of you is better than all the world and whatever is in it. And if a houri from paradise appeared to the people of the earth, she would fill the space between heaven and the earth with light and pleasant scent, and her head cover is better than the world and whatever is in it." Volume 4, Book 52, number 54. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "By him in whose hands my life is, were it not for some men amongst the believers who dislike to be left behind me and whom I cannot provide with means of conveyance, I would certainly never remain behind any Syria army unit, setting out in Allah's cause. By him in whose hands my life is, I would love to be martyred in Al-Wanar's cause and then get resurrected and then get martyred, and then get resurrected again and then get martyred and then get resurrected again and then get martyred."